Ibrahim Traore's name is on everyone's lips tonight, and for good reason. Ibrahim Traore, the president of Burkina Faso, has just delivered a speech in Moscow that is electrifying Africa, shaking the corridors of power in the West, and going viral across the globe. The world is asking, what did Ibrahim Traore say to Putin that has made such an impact? Why is the phrase, "We want machines, not aid," now echoing from Ouagadougou to Moscow? And what does Ibrahim Traore's presence at the heart of Russia's most sacred national celebration mean for the future of Africa, Russia, and the entire world order? Let's dive into the details of Ibrahim Traore's historic appearance in Russia, his viral speech to Putin, and the broader context that makes this moment so significant. As you listen, think about what this means for Africa's future, and let us know in the comments. Is Ibrahim Traore the leader Africa has been waiting for? Does his message to Putin signal a new era for the continent? Your thoughts matter, so join the conversation below. Ibrahim Traore in Russia was not just another diplomatic visit. This was history in the making. On May 9, 2025, as the world watched the 80th anniversary of Russia's Victory Day, Ibrahim Traore in Moscow stood shoulder to shoulder with Vladimir Putin and dozens of world leaders. But he was more than just a guest. Ibrahim Traore was the only West African president at the parade, the youngest head of state present, and the only leader to stand in military fatigues, a visible symbol of Africa's new defiance and independence. His arrival in Moscow on a Russian aircraft, personally dispatched by Putin, was a statement in itself. No other African leader was honored in this way, and the symbolism was not lost on anyone watching. Before we continue, welcome to Pan-African Lens. If you're passionate about Africa's diverse cultures, rich history, development, and the contemporary issues shaping the continent and its diaspora, you've come to the right place. Be sure to subscribe and join the conversation as we explore these powerful stories together. Let's continue. Why did Putin invite Ibrahim Traore to Moscow? And why did Ibrahim Traore's speech go viral? The answer lies in the powerful message he delivered, not just to Russia, but to the world. In his own words, Ibrahim Traore told Putin, "It is truly an honor to be here for the celebration of the 80th anniversary of the victory in the Great War. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you and sincerely thank you for the invitation, which is symbolic for us." He continued, "During my time here, I must admit I've learned many lessons. The cultural session I attended on the evening before the dinner helped me understand that history and culture are the foundation for building a strong and resilient army. Together, we witnessed the tremendous sacrifices made by the Soviet people so that we may live in a free world today." But Ibrahim Traore in Russia didn't stop at praise. He drew direct lessons from Russia's experience under sanctions and adversity. Despite all the sanctions imposed on Russia for some time now, Russia has been able to develop internal mechanisms that have brought it to the forefront of the global stage. We are taking note of these lessons we have learned here. This was more than flattery. Ibrahim Traore was signaling that Africa, and Burkina Faso in particular, is ready to chart its own path, learning from Russia's resilience rather than relying on Western aid or approval. The heart of Ibrahim Traore's speech, and the line that is now making headlines, came when he addressed the future of cooperation between Burkina Faso and Russia. "We want machines, not aid," he declared. "Education is what interests us most, especially in the field of science. We need Russia's help to train our youth, particularly in scientific disciplines, so we can develop our own machinery, whether for defense or for industry. Because that is the price we must pay to develop within Africa." This was a direct challenge to the decades-old model of Western aid dependency. Ibrahim Traore in Moscow made it clear, Africa does not want charity. It wants technology, knowledge, and the tools to build its own future. Ibrahim Traore's speech to Putin also tackled the issue of terrorism and imperialism head-on. "The war that is being imposed on us today, we believe it is also a manifestation of Nazism. Because the terrorism we face today is not truly terrorism, it is imperialism. It is our lands that interest those who are fighting us. Therefore, ending this war building a strong army, and launching the development of our homeland, that is the essence of our fight. By aligning Africa's struggle against terrorism with Russia's historic fight against Nazism, Ibrahim Traore in Russia positioned Burkina Faso's battle as part of a global struggle for sovereignty and dignity. But perhaps the most important part of Ibrahim Traore's speech in Russia was his call for educational and technological partnership. We may not be here asking for a lot, or asking for aid or anything like that, but the help you can give us is especially the transfer of knowledge. That is what we truly want. He went further, suggesting a vision for the future. We hope to receive more scholarships, and we would like to explore how we ourselves might be able to offer scholarships to our own students to come study here. And furthermore, how might the universities here in Russia be duplicated in Burkina Faso, especially the one I visited as well as others, particularly in the scientific field? How can these institutions be duplicated in Burkina Faso, with all the necessary laboratories to give our youth a practical education, so that we can truly be at the center of our own development? This vision of Burkina Faso as a hub for scientific education and innovation, with Russia as a partner, has electrified young Africans and inspired millions across the continent. Ibrahim Traore in Moscow is not just asking for help, he is demanding partnership, respect, and the means to build a self-sufficient Africa. The reaction to Ibrahim Traore's speech has been explosive. Across Africa, social media is ablaze with clips of Ibrahim Traore live in Moscow, his words shared and debated in every language. In Burkina Faso, crowds gathered in Ouagadougou to celebrate their president's global prominence, chanting his name and waving both Burkinabe and Russian flags. In Mali, Niger, and across the Sahel, Ibrahim Traore is now seen as the architect of a new African alliance, one that rejects Western domination and embraces South-South cooperation. But the impact of Ibrahim Traore in Russia has reached far beyond Africa. In Moscow, Putin responded with warmth and strategic clarity. "We are very glad to see you, and at the beginning of the conversation, I want to thank you once again for your decision to take part in the events on the occasion of the 80th anniversary of victory in the Great Patriotic War," Putin said. He recalled the contribution of 30,000 Burkinabe soldiers who fought as part of the anti-Nazi coalition, and he emphasized Russia's commitment to helping Burkina Faso fight terrorism, restore constitutional order, and train national personnel. Putin highlighted the doubling of Russian scholarships for Burkinabe students, the reopening of the Russian embassy in Ouagadougou, and the growing trade and humanitarian ties between the two countries. For Putin, Ibrahim Traore in Moscow is more than a diplomatic guest. He is a symbol of Russia's new role in Africa, a partner, not a patron. As Putin put it, "We will continue to help your country in the training of national personnel. We appreciate the close coordination with Burkina Faso on the world stage, including within the framework of the United Nations and other international organizations." The message is clear. Russia sees in Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso the future of Africa's independence and prosperity. The symbolism of Ibrahim Traore's visit to Moscow cannot be overstated. As the only West African leader to stand beside Putin at the Victory Day parade, Ibrahim Traore in Moscow sent a message to the world. Africa is no longer content to be a playground for foreign powers. It is rising, asserting its dignity, and demanding respect. The viral moment of Ibrahim Traore live in Moscow, saluting in military fatigues while others bowed, refusing to wear a coat in the Moscow chill, captured the imagination of millions. It was, as one commentator put it, a middle finger to France and the US. This is what sovereignty looks like. But what does this mean for the future? Ibrahim Traore's alliance with Putin and Russia is not without risks. As some analysts have pointed out, deepening ties with Russia could bring short-term military and political benefits, but also long-term challenges, including economic dependency and potential authoritarian drift. Yet for now, Ibrahim Traore's message is clear. Africa wants machines, not aid. It wants education, not charity. And it wants to build its own destiny. As we look ahead, the world will be watching Ibrahim Traore in Russia, Ibrahim Traore in Moscow, and every move he makes on the global stage. Will his vision for a self-sufficient, technologically advanced Africa become a reality? Can his partnership with Putin deliver the machines, knowledge, and respect he demands? Or will the old patterns of dependency and interference reassert themselves? Let us know what you think in the comments. Is Ibrahim Traore the leader Africa needs? Does his message to Putin mark the dawn of a new era? And will "We want machines, not aid" become the rallying cry for a new generation of African leaders? Join the conversation, subscribe for more updates on Ibrahim Traore live in Moscow, and stay tuned as this story continues to unfold. Africa is rising, and with Ibrahim Traore at the helm, the world is finally taking notice. Before we continue, welcome to Azizi Africa, where we bring the African vision to life and make African stories go global. Help us in pushing the message forward as we continue to inspire, educate, and empower. Subscribe now, like, and share our videos, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for our next videos. Now let's continue. Thank you for watching Pan-African Lens. If you enjoyed this video and want to continue celebrating Africa's heritage and discussing its future, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps grow our community and keeps the conversation alive. See you in the next video.